Alright, had some, well, multiple questions about the wheat, and I needed to come out here and look at it anyway. And I'm not going to have anything else to video for a couple days, so I figured I'd actually remember to bring the camera this time. Really, the biggest reason I'm out here looking at it right now is one of the farmers I'm friends with has some wheat like a mile that way, right, like probably about a mile from where I'm standing on the north side of the highway, that supposedly has armyworm in it. So he told me to keep an eye out, and I was out here 2 days ago when he called me and didn't see anything. And I'm still not seeing anything. And I gotta say, I'm kind of impressed. I mean, I don't know. This is my first time growing wheat, so I guess I don't know what good wheat looks like. But to me, that looks like good wheat. Damn it. I mean, that's hard to grab onto this thing because of that beard. Yeah. I think that's a good looking head of wheat. I don't know. It's nice. I'm pretty satisfied with the stand. I think it turned out pretty damn good. Of course, as far as a growing season for wheat, this is probably some of the best weather you could have hoped for, because we got plenty of rain on it. I'm actually kind of impressed that more of it didn't get flooded out. And I'm actually kind of impressed how clean it stayed, because I never actually got it sprayed. I had another one of our friends at farms. He came out and sprayed it for head scab for me. That's kind of a problem in the area. This was a wet spot that I had to plant around. And by wet, I mean, well, you can see right there, I damn near got stuck. So, oh, actually, wait a minute. That was from him in the sprayer. He damn near got stuck. Holy shit. I thought that was from me and the... I didn't think it was that wet when he sprayed this. Holy shit. But you can see, you fall in right there and you drive back out right there. That's this wet spot. I hate having to farm around it, but sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. But anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, I never got any 2,4-D on it because it got too late. And here's a drowned out spot. I think this is really the only one in the field. There's this one, and then there's one in that swale down there, and that's really all that got drowned out here, which amazed the hell out of me. So, like I say, it's a little dirty down there on the bottom, or down there on that hill, but up here it's really not that bad for never having been sprayed. I'm really impressed. And it's nice and tall, nice and thick. I don't know, somebody that grows a little more wheat than I do could probably tell me. I don't know if I need to bump my rate up this fall or not. I don't know. It looks pretty good to me, but next spring I'll have my shit together and actually get the stuff sprayed when it's supposed to be. Still not seeing any armyworm though, which is always a good sign. I know he had a little bit in his field, and then you get up north of here, like 5-10 miles. I guess they've been having a hell of a time with armyworm, but for some reason we just don't normally, even in the corn, for some reason we just don't normally, of course most corn is traded against it, or traded to be resistant. Armyworm can still get into it, but most corn anyhow is traded against that stuff. But even in the corn, we don't really see much armyworm in this little area. It's got to have something to do with the lake and the way the flights come over. But anyhow, Yeah, all in all, I'm kind of impressed. The other field's a little dirtier. It had some damn grass in it that you'd have never got rid of anyway unless you had a fall burn down, and then got lucky enough that the wheat took off before the grass did. But I can't wait. This is gonna be my first time cutting wheat. I'm excited. It's gonna be lit. I am glad I opted to have that guy spray it instead of me doing it though, because he knocked down a whole lot less wheat than I would have. I think he's running a 90-foot boom on that sprayer, so. And while I'm out here, I'm gonna hop across this fence line and check my corn, see how much of my replant came up, because so far we have missed every single rain that was supposed to be here. Yesterday, you got 10 miles east of here and it rained cats and dogs, and here we just had thunder for 2 hours and it sprinkled once for about 10 minutes, but it never even knocked the dust down. So we're getting dry, like it's getting bad. All the corn on the hills has been curled up for about a day and a half, 2 days now. It's starting to curl in the low spots. And I noticed today that there's some fields where the beans are starting to roll over. So it's getting dry. There's supposed to be a storm coming here in about an hour or so, which is why I wanted to get out here and check this before that showed up. But if we don't get that, because the weather, or you look at the overall on the weather channel, it says we get a 90% chance, and you pull up the hourly, it's like 45-50% chance. And if we miss that, there's not any more rain in the forecast for another week. And at that point, you could probably just go ahead and call it game over. Stuff's gonna start scavenging the plant to try to stay alive, and it's gonna start dying, and we're gonna have issues. This is real. I mean, it'd be nice if there wasn't any weeds in it, but oh, that's some. That might be milkweed. Pretty sure it's milkweed. I got some water hemp in another field, and I'm not all excited about that. Yeah, maybe I'm not gonna hop over this fence row because I don't know if I want to wade through that grass. And it looks like it's short up here. Yeah, I don't know if I want to wade through here or not. Oh, this ain't too bad. I'm more concerned about poison ivy than anything else. I don't care about snakes or any of that bull crap. Okay, how much my replant actually came up? I'm gonna guess not a lot. Well, there's some coming up. Oh, there's some replant there, some replant there. Yeah, I'd have had a lot better germination on that if we'd got the rain we were supposed to get after I planted it. And naturally, since we haven't had any rain since I put that shit in the ground, the replant is going to be the first stuff to die because it doesn't have the root system. Oh, this looks like hell. Yep, that guy, he's probably dead, or not far from it. Yeah, this is replant. There's replant in there, replant there. I mean, it's not great, but at this point, something's better than nothing. That's all replant there, there. Got some in here. There's replant there. There's replant there. I got to admit, the results on that replant are a lot better than I expected, because that planter was not designed in any way, shape, or form to do what I did with it. There's some replant. Endros, this is all replant. I got replant coming up in the endros, which were pretty much gone. Yeah. It's not as good, and you can tell where the wet spots were, because this corn right in here, you can tell because I'm not on the damn row. This is all replant, and this is about 4 growth stages in, and then you got the stuff that didn't have any water that's all nice and short. So, but I think this field's gonna fill in and look half-ass decent. I think, near as I can tell, all my replant is coming up, except for the one 8-acre field that's got the 88-day corn in it. I went over there and looked at it the other day. Nothing germinated, and I can't even find the seed. I dug up, I was over there for 30 minutes digging around in the rows, and I can't find the seed. I can't find where anything germinated and died. It's like nothing was ever even there. But I know I was planting because I used a bag and a half of seed over there, and I got no fucking clue where any of it went. I don't know if I had critters over there, but I mean, it's every spot that I replant. I could see it being animals going through and eating the seed if it was like one corner, like along the wood line or something. Everywhere I replanted is like that, the whole damn field. So I might as well write that one off as a loss, because I bet only out of 8 acres, if I got 3.5, 4 that actually came up, you're doing good. And then this is another result of being so damn dry, is that urea's been burning the corn. It ain't gonna hurt it, it'll grow out of it, but normally if you spread urea and then you get rain on it, that doesn't happen. It's getting darker. Well, I'm gonna hoof it back over to the truck, and we're gonna buzz over and check that other field real quick before that storm gets here. Yeah, this field doesn't look too bad. It's a little... Really, it's not even that much dirtier than the other field. It's got this fucking grass in it here, and it wraps up around that corner there. That's really the only spot where I can find where I see it. And it's got... I don't know. It's not as bad as I thought, because I never actually walked this far back. Normally I was up there in the front. Like I say, it'd be better if there was nothing in it, but for not getting any herbicide put on it at all, and it's got this clover in it, but you know, in all honesty, having that clover cover on there isn't bad, because it suppresses some weeds, and that clover is supposed to have been feeding the wheat nitrogen, and it's not competing for sunlight because it's under the canopy, so that clover doesn't really hurt my feelings none. This thing was a son of a bitch to plant because I had to go around this spot right here. Well, basically cut the field in half. Now I guess it quartered it, but still not seeing any armyworm though, which is definitely a good thing. I keep seeing these little black bugs and they fly away before I can tell what they are. That one flew away. But they can't be much because I don't see anything wrong with the heads on the wheat. And then I had to plant around that spot because that's wet. And got this damn gypsum weed out here. But that stuff ought to be pretty well died down before I have to cut it, so it ain't going to be an issue. And a 13-foot head on that 7300 ain't nothing. It should eat anything I got out here. It's a nice height too. It's only about mid-size, so it's not like it's a nice height to cut, but it's not like it's overly tall, so if the next windstorm we get, or if this rain turns out heavy, it's gonna lay down. And then we get all this gypsum weed up here. But really this is, and I had a spot right here where in the beans too, last time when I had beans out here, that I played hell with too. But like I say, next year I'm gonna have my shit together on all this, because this year was the learning curve. I love the way wheat smells. It's hard to describe. It's got a, ooh, that's a damn thistle. We're gonna knock his ass over because that would suck to put in a hay bale. Die. Oh, wait a minute here. Let's take the edge off my pocket knife. It's already dull because I've been digging up seed with it. It's really dull. Guess I'm gonna have to spend some time on the stone with that thing. Really need to buy a knife sharpener. But anyway, like I was saying, wheat's got, when it's ripening, it's got a real sweet smell to it that I guess it's hard to describe until you actually experience it. It's kind of like moldboard plowing. Moldboard plowing has its own smell. It ain't like chisel plowing or disking or anything else. Moldboard plowing's got its own smell. Wheat ripening's got its own smell. Like I say, I'm no weed expert, but to me that looks like a pretty decent head. So anyway, that's the weed update for my first time ever trying to grow it. So I would expect to be somewhere around the weekend. I doubt it makes it by the 4th. Normally guys around here start cutting the weekend after the 4th or sometime in that week right after. So that's when I would expect to be cutting. I know it isn't going to be any sooner than the 4th. But the 7300's all ready to rock and roll. So, and I've had guys asking me if I'm going to double crop beans. Well, I don't know. If we're not getting any more rain, I'm not even going to consider it. I'd really like to come in here and moldboard both of them and just let them sit and possibly get some manure to spread on them, but I don't know. Everybody I know that spreads manure likes to spread it on their own, or that has enough manure to cover this kind of ground likes to spread it on their own stuff, so I don't know if I can come up with any or not. But anyhow, I guess we're going to pray for that rain to actually get here. And that's it for this one, and we'll catch y'all on the next one.